We give Dabo a pretty hard time on this channel a lot. And shoot, we just did a video last week where he said a bunch of dumb things, but just a week later, we are back at it again. Now, I know you guys already know what happened. A caller on Dabo's weekly call-in show basically called him out and asked why they were paying him $11.5 million to go 4-4. Let me play you some of Dabo's response. If you haven't heard it, I'll play more of this audio at the end. If you want to hear it, stick around there. But go ahead and roll that audio.
So I'm curious, why are we paying you $11.5 million to go 4-4? And it's not just this year. It's been, just the refusal to accept.
All right. What's this guy's name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. I've listened to enough of you, Tyler. Listen, you can have all your opinions that you want. All right. I don't know how old you are. Don't really care. All right. But let me tell you something. We won 11 games last year, and you're part of the problem. But all this bull crap you're thinking, all these narratives you read, listen, man, you can have your opinion all you want, and you can apply for the job, and good luck to you. I work for the Board of Trustees, the president, and the AD, and if they're tired of me leading this program, all they got to do is let me know. I'll go somewhere else where there is an appreciation.
Now, I've got some thoughts here. I somewhat sympathize with Dabo. He's not wrong in theory. He did turn that place around, and they didn't sniff success for 35 years before he got there. Also, what the heck are they doing letting this fan, Tyler from Spartanburg, though we laugh at it, rant for over 2 minutes about how much Dabo sucks? I don't know how nobody cut this guy off or how Dabo himself didn't cut this guy off earlier, but the caller should have been dropped multiple times and probably should have been screened better as well. However, Tyler did reveal something that's pretty important. Dabo is losing this fan base. I don't know any other way to say that, but there is a majority of folks that aren't happy with the things that are happening in South Carolina and aren't happy with the way that he's managing their team. Now, Dabo certainly does get credit for the massive amounts of success that they've had over the last decade plus, and he will be the first to tell you how great they've been for the last decade plus. But the caller is right. They're paying him a lot of money to go 4-4. And Dabo's answer to that was what I just told you. He bragged on himself and his program and what he's built for the last 10 plus years. He talked about how much success that they've had in the past and that bad seasons happen. But that's not the true issue here, is it? The true issue is that Dabo fundamentally refused to embrace the new era of college football. And now it's coming back to bite him in the butt. He talked about how much he had worked his A off in the press conference and in the response, but now that same A is getting bitten because he refused to do certain things. We know that he refuses to use the portal. And if he doesn't use it this offseason and beyond, things are only going to get worse in Clemson, South Carolina. What else has he refused? Well, he's refused to embrace NIL. I'll never forget the quote that he had on building his program on NIL. That's Jesus' name, image, and likeness. Play that clip.
We built this program on NIL. We really did. And it's probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness.
Now, I don't talk about faith a ton on here, but as a Christian and as a believer who believes somewhat similarly to how Dabo believes, I was pretty frustrated by this comment when he made it, using Jesus to try and detract from the fact that these young men should get paid for the work that they're putting in. Just never sat very well with me. But again, the chickens have come home to roost, and his refusal to embrace the newness that is college football is biting him. But back to the issue with Dabo. Sure, you're allowed to have one bad year. You're allowed to screw up. But is that truly what this is for Clemson? Clemson has had every single luxury afforded to him. They have insane support from a booster level and an administration level, something that Florida State had not had for a long time, still doesn't have. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Dabo is able to do whatever he wants. He is God on that campus. He can make any hire he wants. He has an unlimited budget. He's one of the highest paid coaches in college football. But yet he refused to use the portal and hated on NIL, and look where his program is now. Listen, I'll go on another little mini rant here that you guys may or may not enjoy, but something else that pisses me off is that Clemson, in that backwoods, nothing of a town, has over 22,000 booster members. Their fan base and alumni base are much smaller than FSU's, and we have about 15,000 booster members. Thousands of FSU fans are going to watch this video. Somewhere between 5 and 15,000 people will view this video in my estimates. And just like we told you about the Battles In last week, if you're not supporting our athletes through Seminole Boosters, I encourage you to do so. Membership starts anywhere from $25 to $70 a year. And you only need to pay the $70 if you want to have season tickets. You can go to boosters.fsu.edu or comment your email below, and I will personally reach out to you to talk about why it's so important to be a booster. I'm happy to answer any questions there, and I would encourage you to sign up to support. Now, back to Dabo. I think he's losing some support, and it's pretty obvious here. Tyler from Spartanburg isn't the only one, but he clearly speaks for a large portion of the fan base. Dabo talked about potentially leaving and going somewhere else where the appreciation matches the expectation. Well, Dabo, welcome to 2023. That's how the rest of us live every single day. Anyone in sales that's watching this knows that you're only as good as your last sales month. How about this channel? I could crush it, and this video could go for 100,000 views. But if I don't make any more content for the rest of the year, do you think I can just tell you guys, well, but remember back to that Tuesday on Halloween, remember how great that video was? No. You guys are going to find other people to support. You guys are going to watch other stuff. I can't just get on here and rave about how good things were for the last 12 months. So yes, Dabo did a lot in the past. But this is a what have you done for me lately world. And if Dabo doesn't understand that, then he's as tone deaf on that as he is on most other things in life. We've told you this over and over, but the end of this Dabo Swinney run, and I don't know when the end of this run is coming, but I'd venture to say that he's got more days behind him than ahead of him at Clemson based on the way that things are going and just the way that college football works these days. But you remember with Jimbo, it wasn't 3 or 4 bad seasons in a row. In 2016, Jimbo won 10 games and a New Year's Six Bowl. But it was one 500 season and he was gone. He could see the walls crumbling. He could see the cracks in the foundation. And I believe Dabo can too. I'm not saying he's gone after this year, but don't be surprised if he tucks his tail and runs from the problem as opposed to fixing it. Shoot, Jimbo was even called out by Mike in Tallahassee, who maybe is a relative of Tyler in Spartanburg, I'm not sure, on a call-in show. Dabo's rant on this guy sounded like something that rival fans could only dream about happening. Dabo, the guy who sticks his foot in his mouth over and over and over again. In fact, in today's very press conference, he doubled down on it. Dabo said, I had some idiot go Old Testament on me, and he got an Old Testament response. Then he said, I'll do what's best for this program. I'm not changing. Now, I'm not saying that Dabo is gone after this year or anything like that, but his tone certainly sounds like someone who's over it. Someone who is doubling down on the way that they want to coach. Will Dabo change? Will he embrace the portal? Will he do differently? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but time will tell. Honestly, it is refreshing to be able to support a coach like Mike Norvell, who does embrace the new things in college football. A coach who shows respect to his players and fans. A coach who doesn't say, we need to lose a few more games to lighten the bandwagon. How's Clemson looked since he said that? Not very good. They've lost a couple more games. They've looked pathetic on the field. And guess what? If my coach said that we needed to lose a few more games to lighten the load, to lighten the people who were in the seats cheering for me every single Saturday, I don't know how excited I'd be about playing for him either. I haven't watched Clemson with a fine-tooth comb, but I can tell you this, if my coach or my boss or someone in authority or leadership over me said, we need to lose a few supporters, we need to lose a few games, we need to have a few bad months, guess what? My buy-in wouldn't be very high for that person. And that's exactly what's happened. If you tell Clemson fans to get off the bandwagon, that's what they're going to do. They're going to call into your call-in show and call you out. It's Halloween, but maybe spend a few minutes today in Thanksgiving thanking the Lord that our coach is Mike Norvell and not that crybaby over there in South Carolina. Again, if you want to support our program, I'd encourage you to sign up to be a booster. I'll pick one person who comments down in the comments that they signed up to be a booster, and I will personally get you a gift card to Garnet and Gold. You can use that online or in-store. Listen, I appreciate you all. I thank you guys for your support. I'll play the rest of that clip. I've edited it down somewhat just for time, but I'll play more of that clip. You guys enjoy that. Enjoy your Halloween, and go Noles.
So I'm curious, why are we paying you $11.5 million to go 4-4? And it's not just this year. It's been, just the refusal to accept.
All right. What's this guy's name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. I've listened to enough of you, Tyler. Listen, you can have all your opinions that you want. All right. I don't know how old you are. Don't really care. All right. But let me tell you something. We won 11 games last year, and you're part of the problem, to be honest with you, because that is part of the problem. It's people like you that all you do is the appreciation. The expectation is greater than the appreciation. And that's the problem. And so, we've won 12 10-plus win seasons in a row. That's happened 3 times in 150 years. So if you want to know why, Clemson ain't sniffed a national championship for 35 years. We've won 2 in 7 years. And there's only 2 other teams that can say that, Georgia and Alabama. Okay? Is this a bad year? Yeah. And it's my responsibility. Take 100% responsibility for it. But all this bull crap you're thinking, all these narratives you read, listen, man, you can have your opinion all you want. And you can apply for the job. And good luck to you. People like you who just love to destroy people with your comments, all right? I'm sure you've never made any bad decisions. I'm sure you've lived a perfect life. I'm sure you've led a bunch of people. I'm sure you do your job in front. So to answer your question, I started as the lowest paid coach in this freaking business, all right? And I'm where I am because I've worked my ass off every single day. And I ain't going to let some smart-ass kid get on this phone and create this stuff. So if you got a problem with that, I don't care, all right? I work for the Board of Trustees, the president, and the AD. And if they're tired of me leading this program, all they got to do is let me know. I'll go somewhere else where there is an appreciation. If you don't like how I run the program, don't be a fan. I don't care. But I'm the head coach, and I'm going to do what I believe is right for the long term of this program, what's best for the players, and what I think is best for the moment. If you got a problem with that, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and let you call. I don't give a crap how much money I make. You ain't going to talk to me like I'm 12 years old. You'd be freaking kidding me.
Amen.